Okay guys, so this is our arm, upper extremity arm. So I'm gonna have the individual bones. My suggestion is to make sure that you know what you're looking at on an articulated skeleton. So when I'm looking at this bone, this is the humerus right here. I know this is my right humerus because of what I know about this bone, and you will eventually too. So this is the head of the humerus. Remember, this is going to articulate with the glenoid cavity or glenoid fossa of the scapula of the right side. Anatomical neck is going to be where kind of like this ball-like smooth ends and this rough stuff begins. So this is the anatomical neck. I'm holding on to the surgical neck, and that has to do with orthopedics. Maybe when Dr. Heimer's here, he'll tell you what the difference is. The greater tubercle doesn't mean it's bigger, it means it's higher. So the greater tubercle is here, the lesser tubercle is here. You'll notice these bumps. In between the tubercles is called the intertubercular sulcus or groove. So this is a groove. The deltoid tuberosity is this rough thing right here. It's on kind of the diaphysis of this bone. This is where our deltoid muscle inserts. The medial epicondyle. So epicondyles are kind of up and to the side of condyles. So medial, so if this is my right arm, this is going to be my medial epicondyle. This is going to be my lateral epicondyle. Let's go to the coronoid fossa. Right in here, there's like a little divot. This is going to be our coronoid fossa. This is where the coronoid process of the ulna is going to go when I bend my elbow. If I turn this to the back, there's another little divot right here. This is another fossa. This is called the olecranon fossa. This is where the olecranon process of the ulna is going to fit in when I straighten my arm out. These are condyles, but they have specific names. So this is going to be the capitulum, and this little pointy medial one is going to be our trochlea. Moving on to the radius, this is the radius. This is going to be our lateral forearm bone. This is simple. This is the head. Where there's a head, there's a neck. So this is the neck. This is the styloid process. And going back up here, this is the radial tuberosity. Right here. Now the ulna. This is our lateral forearm bone. We have the olecranon process. That's this guy right here. This is going to fit into that olecranon fossa on the back or posterior side of the humerus. This is the coronoid process. Going down here, styloid process. It looks like a pen. Now, contrary to the head of the radius, the head of the ulna is opposite, is more distal. The head of the radius is proximal, the head of the ulna is distal. And then finally we have the semilunar notch. I have my finger in it, see that little C? That is the semilunar notch of the ulna. Getting to the hand, this is where everybody freaks out, but just relax, and it's easy to remember these. This is our thumb, okay? So there are two bones down here, and then there's a bunch of bones this way. So we'll start with this one. This big one down here is called our scaphoid bone. This one is our lunate. Trapezium is under the thumb. That's how I remember it. Trapezius. This is capitate. This is hamate. This guy right here is the triquetrum. And if I turn it and point to this little guy here, that's the pisiform or pisiform. It's really not attached to the triquetrum, but since it's a model, it has to be. This is kind of that bone on the outside of the lateral part of your hand that sometimes this is the boat bone that gets broken a lot. These are going to be my metacarpals. And then, of course, these are my phalanges, my fingers. Just like we did in the full skeleton, there is a proximal, a middle, and a distal phalanx. Phalanx is singular for phalanges. On the four fingers, we have the three. On the thumb, we only have two. We have the proximal and the distal phalanx. And that's it for the arm.